Welcome back, everyone. You're watching the training week from September 29th, and today we're coming to you from day one in Jakarta, Indonesia with Coach David. Me and Coach are roomies, and we've enjoyed a so far bright and early start here in Jakarta. It's currently sitting probably somewhere in the 30-degree range, real hot. And I'm a couple weeks behind, so plenty of time now to catch up with what's going on in the World Champs build-up. So this week, the focus was mainly keeping some legs together on that giant Diame on P-bar, knees and feet. I'd like you to take a look at knees and feet when I initiate the twist in the giant Diame this week. And over the course of the next 2 weeks, you're going to see quite an obvious progression, quite an obvious difference in form, which I'm over the moon about, because I've been trying to do this for maybe some years now to get everything glued together. And every now and then it's also coming out in the routine as well, where they're actually touching together, meaning there will be no deductions for leg form whatsoever. So for the Monday right after Natties, lots of just reps of the half and the 3/4 where there was no compromise in the legs at all. And when I do that, I don't worry too much about finishing the turn or anything like that. It's just about getting deeper in touch with the initiation of the skill. And then, as you can tell from that turn, when I do try to finish the twist a little bit more, the leg form is slightly lost. Coach David's recording me over there. What you filming, Coach? You're filming me vlogging.
Content.
Okay. And it reminds me of what I shared about the pagan from Nationals. I don't know if I did it justice in my narration, but what I was getting at was when I'm doing a timer for a skill, or when most people are doing a timer for a skill, it's much easier to do a perfect timer than when you, for instance, try to catch the bar, or try to finish the turn on a giant Diame. So there are skills that get to a certain point in difficulty. And here's another great example. Popping off just on a P-bar drill, it can pop off nice and high. But whenever I do the whole double pike or a double back fall into the pit, man, I probably get half the height that I do compared to this drill. So while we're over here in Jakarta, we got, so today's Wednesday, no training today. We arrived late last night. Not too late, but we arrived last night, had a little stroll around, and there's no training today, which is a surprise. Usually World Championships is quite organized with trainings, but it's going to be quite a quick turnaround for us this time around. We got a session on Wednesday, and we're jumping straight into podium on Thursday. So it's kind of a risky business with all the time changes and whatnot. So gonna have to be wise and use some extra discrimination as we build up for podium training on Thursday. Day one comp qualifications is Sunday. So that's what's happening this week. So over the course of the week, I'll go ahead and narrate the following week as well. But look, day two post Natties, already you see a bit of a difference there. The knees are closer together on the initiation of the spin. Forgot to go through the highlights, but the highlights from this week was another rep on high bar. I think it was my second full rep. And I was mentioning to quite a lot of people that they were asking about high bar at Natties, that probably had like a 5-10% of hitting the 4 release routine at Natties. And sure enough, neither day I hit it. Day one was close, I only missed the pagan. Day two took out the second 2 releases from exhaustion. But over the course of the next 2 weeks, I managed to hit another 3 reps. So I think, I might be wrong, but I think I'm sitting at a total of 4 reps now. And to my surprise, each rep, Tuesday and Friday, got an increase in quality, better and better. So So dare I say, I've picked up the chances to about a 40-50% maybe, who knows, but I try to be more pessimistic, or realistic about chances, because I've mentioned so many times that I'm always biting off a bit more than I can chew on high bar, but for the sheer thrill of the sport, you try to do something special, especially at an event like a World Championship. So we had holiday program at TriStar, and as you can see, I had to barricade myself and build a massive circle with boxes and mats, because the children literally will run under you mid-skill when you're on P-bars or when you're on high bar. And I've learned those lessons. I've had to do a fair amount of dodging over the years. Luckily, I've never hit anybody, but so I barricaded the P-bars so that at least that way, if some box shifts or falls over in the middle of a routine, I know to expect that someone might run under the bar. So holiday program training is a whole new level of having to focus with a lot of kids running around and screaming. But that's going to be a lot of screaming at World Championships and big competitions as well. So in a sense, it's good prep. So where are we sitting? So Tuesday. So my grips that I used at Natty's were extremely long. I decided not to go in the newer grips that I've been working in because it's still really uncomfortable. So Tuesday I put those newer grips on and still just not too comfy in them. Not too comfy. And so from here on out, what I've been doing is just using the new grips for all the warm-up turns and those long tap routines that you see me do over the pit this week. I've actually upped my game and I've started doing 2 of each tap in the tap routine over soft, and then just doing the best dismount that I can. At that point, I'm so out of gas that I can barely do a double tuck at the end of a tap routine. But I cracked it hard on Tuesday. Look at that, going back to P-bar after that high bar sesh and trying routine first try, which for me has always been a bit more realistic to how you feel at a competition, because you can't take your time with the grip. But nice giant Diami there, nice giant Diami. If you go back and slow it down, I'm pretty sure you'll still see a gap in the knees, which 100% the judges will pick up on upon the initiation of this spin. So no like getting at Peach 1 in the second routine, but did my best, finished it through all the way. And repping the Yi 3 kit. You're gonna see me wear the Yi 3 kit this week, next week. Actually, if you check it out, fam, right now, boom, we got the stoy on as we speak. We got the stoy on, there you go. So gonna make a few posts to be a sort of a ambassador of this great clothing, really comfy, really great clothing. I'm stoked about both the t-shirts and the shorts, especially the not sure what to call the color, like greenish blue ones, really grew on me. But it was a rough start to the week on horse. Picked it up a bit second half of the week, but I think after that extra P-bar set, I was just smashed. Gently putting a little bit more ring strength back into the picture. Shoulder was a bit beat up post Natty's, and it was actually not the surgery shoulder, the other shoulder had a bit of pain. But so this is the end of the Tuesday. Stoop halves, fam, stoop halves. Every now and then I get a decent one by itself, but man, that was a nice G2. But in the routine, doing it, 1, 2, third skill, 3 releases, then stoop half, 4th skill. Even getting it to horizontal, it's kind of, what's it called, best case scenario these days. So I'm gonna have a lot of work to do post World Champs to be able to get that stoop half near handstand, even in a routine setting. Yeah, a bit high, but we had that leg split. So yeah, here we are in Jakarta, Indonesia. Don't really know what else to say about it. We're about to go have a team stretch in a couple of hours. There's a nice little open area a couple of floors up from us. There's a nice pool, a really nice outdoor pool. There's a sauna, there's a steam room, but with, you know, mid 30 degrees Celsius temperatures, I don't think all you got to do is go outside. All you got to do is go outside and you just stand there for 5 minutes, you'll start sweating crazy. So a little bit of refinement on the Thursdays. That probably could be called a perfect initiation. Well, okay, that was the full thing though. So there was definitely a gap there in the knees and the feet. That was probably just a bit on the feet there. So hard, it's so hard. If you're a junior gymnast, one way you might be able to relate to that challenge is half turns on high bar. I'm sure everybody can remember their first half turns on high bar, especially going from like a giant or from a high cast. It's near impossible to start things off with your feet together straight away. You just kind of try to squirm yourself around using your legs, and then coach probably tells you to put a piece of foam or something in between your toes and your feet. I mean, I'm old enough that I can just, you know, sense whether my knees and my feet are touching together or not, so I don't really need to put something in between. But it's actually almost identical. It's almost identical. The thing is, on P-bar it's a bit harder to initiate the twist because your hands are in almost like an eagle grip, halfway to an L grip. And for those with not so flexible shoulders and wrists like myself, that makes pushing back on the bar and initiating a spin a little bit more challenging. 218, going a bit slower, but at nationals I learned that, you know, there's no rush. You definitely get at least probably a couple minutes before you get the green light, and then of course after the green light you get another 30 seconds to prepare. So not too worried about the speed of honeying and chalking the bar at this point. Now let's see. Okay, a little bit on the knees, a little bit on the feet, probably just a 1 and 1, and then obviously it was over quite a bit, so probably a harsh deduction would be a 0.3 for being over that much. Walking around all over the show on the peach, but the peach one was nice and stable. Now here's a challenging part, and doing this reverse turn without a shuffle is almost as challenging as hitting a peach one all the way to handstand without doing a balance check. It's quite challenging, but it hit routine. And you know, I was happy with it was definitely a struggle after natties, especially that Monday, Tuesday. I mean, we all know after, you know, a big competition, you're kind of using up a little bit of extra energy and you end up a bit depleted in the following week. But I was pretty happy with how I was able to bounce back to training the very next week. Pretty sweet kick out there. So this is with the long grips. So I'm keeping a close eye on him. All right, here we go. First saluted routine after nationals. Let's see. I think one area they can also get me besides leg form on the catch is as I'm pulling down, well, right before I pull down for each front giant, there is a little bit of a knee bend going just past the halfway point, like right there. You'll notice a knee bend just in the regular giants. But look at that, lock arm giant out of the Pike Gaylord, third skill. Can't complain. That's probably best case scenario, stoop half for now as a fourth skill. And you know, you get that far and you don't want to miss, so you take things a little bit closer. So I have to kind of just commit to sticking with the usual timing. But at that point, fam, I'm going to be honest, you know, I'm dizzy and the forearms are definitely gassed, but stuck the dismount. So 5-5, fam, we got the 0.1 stick bonus. That's a 5-5, and you know, slowly we're making our way to like a respectable high bar start value. I think once you reach that sort of 6-0 mark and above, you can really say you're sitting at some of the top numbers in the world. So post World Championships, the grind towards more difficulty, not that I have mastered the current difficulty whatsoever, but you know, story of my life, the grind towards more difficulty is going to continue, and there's going to be a couple things like that stoop half layout Gaylord 2, the double that we're going to continue pursuing for the following year. And it looks like I came back to P-bar to do a bit of extra healy reverse turns, still shifting that left hand at the end there and doing my best to get some sticks. And I think this one was, there it is, stuck. And then back to high bar again for, is this a double tap routine or is this a single tap? Let's take a look. Double tap routine. So 2 of each tap again. I noticed the difference pretty much straight away. I think Monday was the first time I did the double tap routine, and you know, if you're looking at today's routine on Friday, got through the whole thing and stuck the dismount, so works quite well for the high bar endurance. Then after all that, what did I do? Double tuck full. And after all that, pommel horse was a nice couple of turns. I think I hit 12 single pommels over here and then did a nice little second half. So doing a good job, fam, maintaining that pommel horse for a potential all-around comp sometime next year. Not maintaining too much on the leg stuff, but we'll get back on the leg stuff after World Champs. So there you have it, full second half. Yeah, great week to be coming off, you know, for me, where I usually struggle after a big event, to be coming and doing routines the very next week. And P-bar did a routine on Tuesday and Friday. High bar had to wait till just Friday. So great week. And then the following week, Wilfo Allen in the background there, boom. Wilfo Allen, Twisting Master. Following week is going to be the final week of prep before I left, so we'll go through that in the next few days. Thanks for watching, all the best until next time. Shout out to all patrons, supporters. Thanks for getting me here, fam.